Oxford United have done it. Welcome back to the Young Fan Podcast. On the final day, Oxford United have come and delivered when it matters, and that's the most important thing. Oxford United full time at the Castam Stadium, 4-0 to Oxford United against Burton Albion at Fratton Park. It finishes Portsmouth 0, Accrington 1, and of course at Charlton as well. Charlton do in the end beat Hull. However, that means nothing because Oxford United do what they need to do, and Portsmouth also do not win. So they certainly didn't do what they needed to do, and Oxford United delivered. They concentrated on what they needed to do, and that was the most important thing. You can see on the screen to your left right now the official league table. That is the final League One table. It won't change now. That is what it finishes. And look where we've come from. Look where we started at the start of the season. Look at the position that we were in come the start of the season. Look where we are now. Oxford United take that final playoff spot, the 6th spot. Tom Merrill says, what a win. What a win indeed. But what a win, but some massive results that went our way as well. But it was a fantastic win, and I think it's important that we do talk about how Oxford United played today. They focused on what they needed to do, and they got the job done. And also, I don't think they let the other games phase them. They didn't let the other results phase them in the end. You can see the delight. I was as nervous as I was excited through the game, watching the Portsmouth and Accrington game, as well as watching, of course, the Oxford United game as well. Watching two games, it's so difficult. And obviously, when you're going 4-0 up, it's so difficult. You sort of switch off from the Oxford United game and you just sort of hope and pray that Oxford United can carry on doing what they're doing, not change the way that they're playing. And, of course, making sure that Accrington hold on to what is for them actually a very, very good win. I mean, it's a fantastic win against Portsmouth. In the end, we do it by 2 points, which is absolutely fantastic, but it doesn't feel like that when you're in it. In the end, Portsmouth now fall down to 8th, and it actually looks fairly comfortable, but it certainly wasn't comfortable. Only results make it look slightly comfortable at the final day. Portsmouth went for it, as you can imagine. They were going for it. They knew that they had to beat Accrington. If they beat Accrington Stanley, they would finish in the playoffs. It was as simple as that. They beat Accrington Stanley, they'd be in the playoffs. We need to better their result. Of course, you can't better 3 points. You can't better a win. So Oxford United need to hope that Accrington could do something and stop Portsmouth from taking all 3 points. They did that. They, in the end, won the game, and Oxford United, with flying colours, beat Burton by 4-0. Absolutely fantastic. Make sure you're liking the stream as well. Making sure it's your first time here. Make sure also you're subscribing. Turn that notification button as well. It's free. It's easy. We're on the road to 230 subscribers now. 2 more subscribers. Can it happen in this stream? Please, if you haven't already, make sure you go and do that. It's also free to leave a like as well. The thumbs up button is what you've got to press, and that's all you've got to do. Please do also share the stream as well. Retweet it, put it on Twitter, whatever you need to do. Instagram it, all the social medias. Get it out there. Get people to know that Oxford United have clinched the playoffs on the final day. We're going to be looking at Oxford United's performance first as well. Then we'll obviously get your questions in. Paul Grove says, let's go. Paul, did you watch the game? Did you listen to the game? Or what did you think of the game as well? We're doing all what we normally do. It probably will be a little bit longer because, we've got to talk about what this means for Oxford United now. Of course, we are playing in the playoffs this season. A week on Tuesday, Oxford United take on what is now Blackpool in the semi-finals. Our first leg will be at home. Second leg will be away against Blackpool. But we'll talk about today's game first. That's what matters. Today's game is what was the result that's got us in this position. It's today's result that's got us into the place where we can now even be talking about a playoff semi-final. Look, there is no real talk and rumour about it now. There's no hope. It is happening. Oxford United are competing for a chance to be playing Championship football next season. Of course, Oxford United host Blackpool on Tuesday, May the 18th. So is that actually... No, that is next. This is not obviously this coming Tuesday. It's the following Tuesday. That will be a 6 p.m. kickoff. Of course, that will be the semi-final first leg. The second leg will be at Bloomfield Road on Friday. Just getting the date for that. I believe it wouldn't be the Friday straight after that. It will be the Friday straight after that. It is straight away on the Friday night at 7:45. So it is literally a Tuesday semi-final and then a Friday semi-final second leg. So it's thick and fast for Oxford United. But who cares? Who cares about the schedule? Who cares about it coming thick and fast? We've got ourselves in the position. If you'd have told me, Jack, you don't get in the playoffs, Oxford United bottle the playoffs, or Portsmouth winning, you don't finish in the top 6, but you get to play 2 games in 2 weeks in a semi-final, I think we all know what you're going to be taking. Of course, you're going to be putting yourself in a position where you can hope, where you can believe, where you can pray that Oxford United is a bit of a lottery. The playoffs, it really, really is. We saw how it, we're on the back end of that, losing to Wickham last year. But to be honest with you now, we've just got to put all of our hope and all of our just sort of thoughts and everything towards that semi-final next Tuesday. I'm so excited for it. But again, let's talk about today's game. If you're new, please do leave a like and subscribe. And of course, get involved in the live chat as well. I want to hear from every single one of you in the live chat. I'll be reading out all of your thoughts. Paul Grove says, brilliant performance. Winnall's goal was outstanding. Winnall's goal was absolutely fantastic. I don't know if it's too late to change a goal of the season. I know they've brought out the goal of the season contenders for Oxford United this season. Of course, on the final day, I didn't know they were going to expect a Sam Winnall absolute worldie, fantastic volley into the top corner, or the roof of the net. It was more top corner, that top right-hand corner. Fantastic volley from Sam Winnall. A player that I've been very, very critical of this season. Sometimes he looks off it, sometimes he looks really, really on it. You have to say, when it matters in the business end of this season, he has been quite important. We talk about a great, important goal against Gillingham. That was a fantastic strike, a striker's finish. And again today, that volley is absolutely extraordinary. It's a fantastic, fantastic volley. And to be fair to him, I said I've been critical of him, but generally, when it matters in this business of the season, and it probably is, and I was critical of him, but it was difficult because obviously he was very, very injury prone at the start of the season. He did pick up quite a few injuries very, very often. It didn't help him, it didn't help the team, but now he's fully fit, and now he's playing football, and now he's coming on, and he is impacting games. To be fair to him, he's coming up with some important goals, and that's all we ask of Oxford United players. Come on, make a difference, make it happen. And on the final day, Sam Winnall's done that, and he's been part of the 4 goal scorers that Oxford United needed to finish in the playoffs. Alex Della says, we have been in the playoffs for 3 days this season. We've been in the playoffs for 3 days this season, and we will now be in the playoffs until the start of next season, which is absolutely fantastic. Well, we won't be. I mean, we could get knocked out of the playoffs in terms of when we go to the semi-final and final. But if you look at the league table, we will be in the playoffs till next season. We might get knocked out of the playoffs, but if you look at the league table from now until the start of the season, we will be in that top 6. Like you said, we haven't been in it for 3 days this season. But when it matters, I don't care how many days you've got to be in the playoffs for the whole season, as long as you finish there. And that's what Oxford United have done. We spoke about it. We weren't even in the playoffs, I don't think, we weren't. Alex just said it there. But we haven't been in the playoffs for so long. And all we've spoken about, especially in the second half of the season, is finishing in the playoffs. It's all we've spoken about. There's been ups, there's been downs. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. It's been a roller coaster of ups. It's been a roller coaster of downs. There's been some massive games, some massive goals, some huge results. It has been emotionally, maybe not draining, but it's been definitely emotionally exciting. Of course, like I said there's been ups, there's been downs, but at the end of the day, we're going to come out of it, hopefully. And at this point, it's how I feel right now, and I'm sure that's with you as well. I feel absolutely buzzing. So to be fair, right now, whatever happens in the playoffs, I'm extremely excited by the future of this football club. I'm extremely excited about the group of players we've got here now. Let's do it when it matters. We can't stop here now. We've got 2 games and then potentially a third. We've got 2 games against Blackpool that could define, and then a final that will define the future of this football club. But we've got to get there first, and we've got to do well against Blackpool because, again, they're third for a reason. They're a great side. The second half of the campaign, Blackpool were absolutely ruthless. And Villa have just scored against Manchester United, 24 minutes gone there. So for Manchester United, it's not going well. For Oxford United, it's a perfect end of the season. It's the perfect way. What I would say as well, and I don't know whether or not this person will be watching this, and it's fantastic. Thankfully, I don't normally get many negative comments or anything like that. Normally, I've got really, really nice people that watch my stuff and listen to the podcast, watch the podcast. But there was one guy in the League One predictions that said Sheffield. He said I think he said it's an awful video. He said Sheffield Wednesday won't get relegated. Peterborough already promoted, bearing in mind I recorded it before Tuesday, so at the point when I was recording it they weren't promoted. They are promoted now. That's the one thing he did get right, but he technically got it wrong because I recorded it before that and I said it. And also he said Ipswich won't win 3-0. They won't score 3 goals because Ipswich don't score goals. I can tell you, and he said that I was biased because I predicted that Oxford will win and Portsmouth and Charlton wouldn't, and therefore we'd finish in the playoffs. Now I can tell you, mate, all 4 of them have happened. So, unlucky for you, Sheffield Wednesday did get relegated, Ipswich did win 3-1, we did get promoted. There you go. Is it an awful video? Was it an awful video? There you go. Paul Grove says, aren't fans allowed in the stadium when we play Blackpool? And that's a very, very good point. Apparently, the rumours are there could be fans, which would be incredible. Obviously, there won't be full house. Of course, there won't be 12,000 people in the stadium, of course. However, from what we hear, and of course, the second half of the Premier League season looks like they're going to have fans in. Sorry, the second half. Sorry, the final 2 games, I think it is. look like they will be having fans. Will Oxford United have fans? Hopefully. It may be in a ballot. It probably will be season ticket holders. I am a season ticket holder, so I may have a chance of being there. If you're not a season ticket holder, I'm not sure how it works from there. I'm presuming it won't happen, but if you are a season ticket holder, there probably is a small chance or a ballot chance of you getting an opportunity to go to the game. Obviously, I'd love to go to the game. I don't know how it's going to work, but hopefully if there is fans in there, whether it is whoever it is, whoever goes in there as fans, it doesn't matter really. As long as we get fans in there, get behind the players. That's all that matters. I'm just going to tweet out the stream as well. Make sure please do share it yourself as well. I'm going to get as many people in there as we can. But give your man of the matches. I'm going to give mine. I'm pretty sure they gave Cameron Brannigan man of the match on the final day. Let's see what you people think, whether you watched the game, listened to the game. If you didn't watch or listen to the game and you just saw it on your phone, make sure you're getting your questions in as well. Myself and the chat will try the hardest to answer it. But at the end of the day, boys, I'm absolutely buzzing, and girls, I'm absolutely delighted with the way that we've done this. And a lot of people doubted us. I was one of those doubters. I was a doubter that Oxford United maybe wouldn't finish in there after the Accrington game, after the Wimbledon game. So many different setbacks. But what we have done is we just haven't given up, and we've just gone for it again. We've gone, and we've just continued to go. And you just have to respect that from an Oxford United point of view. You just have to respect the players. You have to respect the managers, the coaches. Carl Robinson has got a 4-match ban as well, so he wasn't there on the touchline today as well. He won't be there for both semi-finals, and if we get to the final, he won't be there either. And I'm pretty sure that does also mean he will not be starting next season as well, whether that's Championship football or League One football. He will not be on the touchline there, which is disappointing for him. But all we can do is continue as well. I mean, we look at the results that when Carl Robinson hasn't been on there. Of course, he wasn't there for Crewe either. We scored 4 today with no Carl Robinson. The 2 games that Carl Robinson's had a touchline ban, we scored 10 goals between them, which is absolutely fantastic, and I'm absolutely delighted by it. Oxford United secure a playoff spot on the final day. Give your man of the matches in the stream right now. I'm absolutely delighted for it. Can Oxford United do what would look almost like the impossible, to be honest? If it would be like impossible, we look where we were at the start of the season. I've spoken about it already. We look where we were. We look the position that we were in at the start of the season. It did not look possible. I remember at the start of the season, we were talking about relegation when we lost to Swindon at home. I did a podcast episode on it as well. I'm pretty sure it's one of my most viewed podcast episodes. It was a horrific start to the season. But what has happened is we've just turned it round. And what we've also done, and you have to give credit to this. You have to give credit. You have to give credit to Oxford United, because at the end of the day, we could have given up. We could have just settled for a relegation battle. We could have just settled for a mid-table finish, but we didn't. We didn't do that. And you just have to respect that. Oxford United, we worked our socks off. Burton as well. I didn't expect us to score 4 against Burton. Since we beat them 5-1 at the start of the season, they were a different side. And under Hasselbaink, he wouldn't be happy today, losing 3-0. It's not like him. They've been absolutely tremendous since he took over, and obviously, at the end of the day, for them, it's disappointing. But for them today, but at the end of the day, League One have done it. League One players, Oxford United, we're in there, and that's all that matters. And I'm absolutely buzzing for it. I really, really am. I'll keep saying it, but I am. Of course, there is some other things to talk about as well. Injuries. I think that's something that's got to be said. I don't know who to give man of the match. Everyone played well. Very, very good point. I think everyone did play well. However, I will be giving my man of the match. I don't really want to sit on the fence. No, not there's anything wrong with sitting on the fence sometimes, but I will give my man of the match. I thought Cameron Brannigan got it. I think James Henry deserves man of the match. We look at the circumstances in his wife was giving birth late last night. Didn't get any sleep. He didn't stay at the hotel with the players. Congratulations to them. Giving birth on there. I think it's their second child. At the end of the day, though, he didn't have the preparation that everyone else did. It didn't look like it though, did it? It didn't look like he didn't have the preparation. He was on it. He was absolutely on it today, and that's what we needed. We need players like James Henry to step up. He was my man of the match, even though he didn't score and he wasn't part of the goal scorers. I was thoroughly impressed with the way that he played. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Just tweeting the stream out now. Make sure you can do that as well. You can tweet the stream out, which would be fantastic. But yeah, we will be looking at injuries as well. Man of the match, I've given it to James Henry. I thought he was phenomenal today, but we will be talking about injuries. There were some very, very worrying injuries. I think that's the best way of putting it, and we will talk about that now. It looks like Sam Long has done something to his hamstring, which is worrying. And that does worry me. It really, really does worry me that there's something wrong with that hamstring, because Sam Long's been crucial, and you know, he did it straight away. He called away straight away. You could see straight away that there was something wrong, and that's a shame. Charlie says, "Come on." Well done, Charlie. Welcome to the stream, my friend. What did you think of the game? Please do give your thoughts, Charlie. Leave a like as well, every single one of you. Charlie, I want to hear your man of the match. I want to hear your thoughts on the game as well. Every single one of you, get in the chat. But there are things to talk about, and one of them is injuries. Sam Long, straight away, he knew there was something wrong with that hamstring, which is worrying. It's disappointing. You can only feel sorry for Sam Long because he's been so good this season. He's been player of the season. I did vote for player of the season for him. And he thoroughly deserves it. He's been absolutely fantastic this season. And he certainly doesn't deserve, no one deserves to be injured, but he certainly doesn't deserve to be injured, of course. And it was very, very disappointing that he has gone off injured, and he will look like, at the moment, for it doesn't look great, it may look like he will be, not going to be competed in the semi-finals. We don't know that for sure, of course. All we know is straight away that there's something wrong. However, it does look straight away a hamstring. If it's a pulled hamstring, he certainly won't be playing. But disappointing, frustrating for Sam Long, and you can only feel sorry for him. You really, really can. I've just seen Paul Gross says, I would give man of the match to Shadipo when he was playing. He was much better than usual. He was, and I think you're right there. I think you're right there, Paul. I think I've been very, very critical of another player of Shadipo this season. I really, really have. I've seen him sometimes look like he really doesn't. Sometimes I've seen him not play very, very well at all, which has been disappointing. And he has disappointed me at times. But generally, I thought Shadipo, was very, very good today, and he performed to a great standard. And he got a really, really good goal, and I was really, really, really impressed by that. And Shadipo is a bit of an on-off player. He's a bit of a moments player, but generally, I was really, really impressed with him. Charlie says, absolutely superb. Not going to lie, didn't expect Accrington to pull it out of the bag for us. Great teamwork today. It showed what we can do as a club. Man of the match, I'd say James Henry, amazing. Spot on, Charlie. I don't think I disagree with any one of your points there. I'd give man of the match to James Henry. However, I'm not saying that there was a lot of other great performances. There were some fantastic performers, of course. Paul Groves as well says he'd give man of the match to Shadipo. So we've seen Shadipo, we've seen James Henry. Every single one of you, please do leave a like and subscribe. Oxford United clinching the playoffs on the final day. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff. And where do we go from here? Like we've already mentioned, we've got Blackpool. But to be fair, I think I'm going to be in the same boat as a lot of you. I'm now looking like I'm going to be focused on this game. I'm going to be sort of very, very, I'm going to be excited. I'm of course going to be, extremely happy, extremely excited about the performance today, and excited by the way that we did take that final top 6 spot. There wasn't another playoff spot for grabs. It was this one or nothing really. You had to take it or leave it. Charlton did beat Hull. It didn't matter because we won. Same with Portsmouth. They bottled it. At the end of the day, Portsmouth bottled it, and we took control, and all we had to do was win. And it was the same thing. It was the same thing that I think Portsmouth would be saying the same. It's in our hands. And I think we may have suited the underdog experience. I really think we may have really suited that sort of sense of not much pressure. We may have suited that. We didn't have to go in there knowing we had to win. We did have to win, really, but we didn't have to. There wasn't loads of pressure on us, because if we hadn't have done it, we'd have been disappointed. Of course we would. We've been coming here extremely disappointed. Everyone would be disappointed, and the fans, of course, would be very, very upset, and of course the players would be frustrated, and I imagine all the coaching staff and all that would have been as well. But at the same time, if we had won and Portsmouth won, I would have been gutted, of course, but I wouldn't have been as upset, because at least I knew that we did our job, and fair play to Portsmouth, they did it. But we didn't, because all we had to do was our job, and then let the others do the talking. We did what we need to do, and then we just let the others do what they need to do, and in the end that was enough for them, to bottle it, and commiserations to Portsmouth. At the end of the day, all you can do is focus on yourself, and that's exactly what we did. Charlie says, Winnell strike had me off my feet. Charlie was absolutely fantastic, so impressed. Sorry, Charlie wasn't it? Charlie, that's a good impressive comment, but it wasn't you that had that strike, of course, it was Winnell. I agree, I thought it was fantastic. Charlie says, I don't like how we play at home. I don't like how we play at home, but personally, I think it'd been better to play the away leg first. We're playing the first leg. When are we playing the first leg? Hopefully fans will be allowed. More pressure on Portsmouth to win today. That's what I just said there, Charlie, you're spot on. There was more pressure for Portsmouth. We were the underdogs in the situation, and we capitalised on it. And answered your question before about the playoffs. Yes, we are playing at home first. It's next Tuesday. I believe that's the 18th or the 19th of May. next Tuesday, whatever next Tuesday is. It's the 18th, yeah, next Tuesday the 18th at 6 p.m. That's at home for the first semi-final at 6 p.m. The second leg will be at Bloomfield Road, of course, at Blackpool for the away leg. That's on a Friday night. That's on the Friday night straight after that, and that's a 7:45 kickoff. So it is very, very thick and fast. Next week is the week. We've got this week to sort of calm ourselves down, get excited, get ready, go for it the following week. And then it's a week of excitement, a week of nerves, and a week of thrill, hopefully. Because next week, Sunday is this week though, isn't it? So it is next week. It, of course, is the week that we do play where Oxford United play Blackpool in the semi-final, both semi-finals of the playoffs. Very, very exciting, very, very nervous, but it's happening, people. We've spoken about it all season. We've done this podcast episode. We've done this podcast since the start of the campaign. We haven't let it go. I think I only haven't done a podcast episode for like 2 or 3 games this season. We've been relentless. We've kept going in games, in times. It's been so difficult. The start of the season started so badly. We continue to make content. We continue to go through it. We've been making content around League One, other things as well. But we followed this season. We followed the season with Oxford United and other teams as well, but mainly with Oxford. I've come on here. I did live episodes of the podcast after every single game, pretty much. After Christmas, after New Year, and then before that it was obviously recorded ones. But we've been doing live ones. I've been interacting with you since New Year, live as well. At full time after games. It's been a journey. There's been ups, there's been downs. We've done Tuesday night games as well. We've done that Doncaster one that stands out for me as well. And this could have been the last match reaction of the season. It really, really could have been. However, it's not. It's not the last match reaction. It's not the last match review. It's not the last live episode of the podcast that you will see on the channel. I'm so excited. Please leave a like. Please subscribe if you're new. We're on a journey. We're going places, not just on the podcast, but for Oxford United as well. I'm buzzing. Paul Gress says, I think it's 4,000 fans allowed. Not sure, though. I don't know how many it is. I want to say it's either 4,000 or 25% of your capacity stadium. Of course, 20% of 12,000. Someone do the maths. I'm not going to embarrass myself live. If anyone's got the maths there, it could be something around 4,000 if that's what it is. If not, though, it will be 4,000 because I think it's either the percentage or 4,000 fans allowed, whatever's easiest, whatever makes more sense. It looks like it's going to be season ticket holders, though. If we've got any season ticket holders in the chat right now, let know. I am a season ticket holder, so there may be a chance that I could be going. Of course, if it's a ballot, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But realistically, if it is me, if it is you, if it's anyone, it doesn't matter really. As long as we've got people there, as long as we've got fans backing the boys, it's going to be so important. It's going to be nerve-wracking, obviously, but it's going to be very, very important. And like I said, without putting too much pressure on us, this will be huge. Charlie says 3 and a bit thousand, yeah, so it's roughly 4,000, whatever. 20%, 4,000, same sort of thing. I know that's roughly what the figure will be. Doesn't matter though. Excited is 25%. Yes, I'm a season ticket holder. Charlie, if you are a season ticket holder, mate, like you've just said there, then maybe there's a chance that you could be going. There could be a chance that I'm going. If you're not a season ticket holder, I'm not sure how it works. But at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't really matter if you are going, if you're not really, as long as you've got fans there backing the boys in what will be a very, very nerve-wracking but exciting playoff. Semi-final first leg. We've got 7 people in there right now. Please do leave a like and subscribe on the stream. It's the final match reaction of the season, but not of the season because we've got a first and second leg to go. But of the league campaign, of what is a league. We're going into a knockout tournament now. There is a knockout tournament. Of course, we'll be playing Blackpool. Of course, the other leg as well. We haven't mentioned that yet. The other leg, of course, will be Sunderland versus Lincoln. Lincoln will have the home leg first. Then, of course, it will be the Stadium of Light for the second leg. So, Oxford United or Blackpool will, of course, play either Sunderland or Lincoln. Peterborough United, of course, are promoted. Of course, Hull are champions. Of course, that guarantees promotion as well. Both Charlton and Portsmouth and Ipswich miss out on the final day. Ipswich didn't really have a chance, did they? So it was, they couldn't mathematically do it. But Charlton and Portsmouth do miss out on the final day. They could mathematically have done it. They didn't. And Oxford United have taken the opportunity with 2 hands. And we've done it. We've done it. Every single one of you right now, give your man of the match as well and give your thoughts. And one thing I will say as well, while we've got a few people in there right now, score predictions for that first leg. We can do both legs as well if it's up to you. I'll do my predictions. I want to hear your score predictions for the first and second leg. Get in the chat. I'll be discussing it. First and second leg predictions. I'm excited. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Got an M&M to celebrate. There we go. But, give your thoughts in the chat right now. I want to hear your first leg and second leg. If you just want to do it first leg, do that, whatever. First leg against Blackpool next Tuesday. What? Well, this Tuesday, this week, technically. It's not this week, though. It's next week. There we go. What are you going with? Of course, it was Cameron Brannigan's birthday today. It's the birthday present it's the best birthday present I could have asked for. There you go. Cameron Brannigan, on his birthday, clinching 6th spot. So excited. Give your predictions on the first leg against Blackpool Football Club, the first semi-final. They've won their last 4 games. Oxford have won 4 out of their 5 games. So we're in the same form in the last 5 games. Both of us have lost one and won the rest. We're in the exact same position as they're in. OXF Sam says, "Come on, you yellow." Sam, wow, what a game it's been. Sam, what do you think of the game, mate? We can just see what you people think. Get your thoughts in. Sam, one of them. If you just joined, please subscribe and leave a like if you haven't already, mate. And give your thoughts on the game. I'll be hearing from you. I'll be reading out every single chat that comes in. I'll be discussing about it on the live episode of the podcast on a Sunday. On Sunday at 10 to 3. Strange times. Very, very strange times. But I don't care because Oxford United are going the way. And we've got a chance to be playing Championship football next season. Let's give your thoughts on that Blackpool game. Predictions. Predictions for the Blackpool game. First leg. Who is it? Who's going through? Are Oxford United doing it? Are Blackpool going to stop us? They had a really good second leg, second half of the season as well. Who's going through between Sunderland and Lincoln as well? I'll give my prediction. I've got a feeling Sunderland have got what it takes. I think Sunderland might. To be fair, I think Sunderland have got it. I think Sunderland might edge Lincoln. Can you imagine that? Oxford versus Sunderland playoff final. We celebrate in front of their dugout, just as Max Power did to us. Interesting to see. Paul Gross is 2-0 to Oxford first leg. Confident Sam. Paul. Confident Paul. I don't know. Can I do a prediction? I can do a prediction. I'll do a prediction. I think we'll win the first leg. I'm not doing the second leg. I think we will win the first leg 1-0. Blackpool really good. 1-0. 1-0 first leg. It wouldn't be... 1-0 first leg. 1-0 first leg. And then take it to Charlton. To Blackpool, and then hope for a 0-0 draw, as we got at the start of earlier in the season as well. Sam says the game was amazing. Honestly, I'm so proud of the players. From relegation zone to get the players is just amazing. I'll say 1-1 in the first leg and 1-0 to Oxford in the next. I don't care how we do it, Sam, but that's a really, really interesting prediction. 1-1 in the first leg. I said 1-0, fair enough, and 1-0 to Oxford in the next one. There you go. Oxford United playoff. Oxford United in the playoff semi-finals. People are giving their thoughts. We're on 230 subscribers right now. We've hit 230 subscribers. Thank you so much. We've done it in the stream like I hope we would. That's fantastic. Give your thoughts, of course, in the chat. And if you haven't subscribed, please be part of the journey. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like as well. And also, go over and check the last episode of the podcast out. The final day predictions. How many did I get right? I think I did predict Oxford United to beat Burton, which we did. I predicted Portsmouth and Accrington to draw. Portsmouth won. I don't care. Ipswich Fleetwood. I said 3-1 Ipswich. The final score there was 3-1 as well. That's great. So there you go. I'm not bad at predictions. I don't know what happened there. I know Swindon won 5-4. Was it 4-3 in their game? So, but again, they're going down. So who's got the last live there? Last laugh there. Paul Grove says 1-1 second leg. Fair enough, mates. Fair enough. You said obviously 2 in the first leg. Of course, that would send Oxford United through. Please, it was 4-3. Please give your thoughts on the game, like the people are as well, and leave a like. It's free, and subscribe as well. It's free. It's probably the only subscription in the world. Well, it probably isn't the only in the world, but probably is one of the only subscriptions that is free. I don't know why they've called it a subscription, because it sounds like you have to pay money for it. You don't. It's free. Make it red. It's grey already. If you haven't subscribed, it's red. Make it grey. It'll go grey, and hit that little bell next to it as well, so you're notified when I go live or when I put a podcast episode out. You don't want to miss it, because the content has only just started, because of now we've got playoffs to look forward to. Semi-finals and potentially a final. So excited. We've just hit the lights as well. Keep doing it. It's free. It's easy. It's the only thing. Subscribing is free. Unbelievable. Anyway, enough of the admin. Moving on. Yeah, like I said, the content's coming thick and fast. I'm so excited for it. And yeah, please do give your final thoughts on the game. Give your final things you want to say, final things you want me to discuss in the chat, and of course I will be talking about it. Joseph says Sunderland will win away in the first leg. I'm guessing that's one leg means in the first leg, then draw in the other leg. So that's a prediction that Sunderland will win then. I'm guessing Sunderland to win away and then a draw in the other leg. Well, that would send Sunderland. Oh no, you're talking about Sunderland versus Lincoln. Interesting stuff. There we go. Sunderland will go through against Lincoln. For some reason, I thought you were talking about Blackpool then, because we were talking about Blackpool. But no, you're talking about Sunderland. So you think Sunderland will go through like I will? Fair enough. Joseph, what do you think about Oxford United? Do you think they're going to go through? Are you a Sunderland fan? Who are you? An Oxford United fan? Doesn't really matter really. Who do you think will go through against Oxford United versus Blackpool? Here we go. Right, we've got some breaking news coming right now from Oxford United's. From Oxford United. Who is it from? Oxford United MD Niall McWilliams. Some breaking news saying Radio Ox is very confident with a limited number of fans attending the home leg. Massive news. Oxford United will look like, and they are very confident of a limited number of fans attempting the home leg. Is that going to be all season ticket holders? Is it going to be 4,000 season ticket holders? I don't exactly know how many season ticket holders we've actually got. Don't care. They are very, very confident that Oxford United will be having some fans in that first leg on the Tuesday night. So excited for that. I'm so excited for the players. But if that does go through, they're confident that Oxford United, just breaking now, that Oxford United will be going and will be having some sort of fans, a limited number of fans in the stadium for that semi-final first leg against Blackpool on Tuesday. Exciting news. So happy for that. If you just joined us, give your final thoughts on the game in the live chat. Of course, subscribe and free. It's easy, and leave a like as well. OXF Sam says, I want Lincoln to win just because we've just proved that we can beat them. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's another way of looking at it. We haven't beat Sunderland this season. We have beat Lincoln this season. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, I understand why you think that. I think you're spot on there. Have we beaten Blackpool this season? No. We've drawn both of them. I'm pretty sure we've drew both of them 0-0. So they're tight games. Both of them are tight games. We know they're tight games, which is going to be very, very stressful, very, very nerve-wracking. Have we got what it takes? Hopefully we do. Joe says, I'm a Sunderland fan. I want Oxford to go through to play us in the final. There you go, Joseph. If you are a Sunderland fan, like you're saying there, then, you know, I to be fair, in terms of what would make an interesting, exciting, thrilling final, I do think Sunderland would be. Because I think the emotion behind that would be crazy. We talk about sort of what happened in the last with, 2 red cards. I mean, actually, the game we played the manager, obviously our manager, of course, got sent off in that game. He's now facing a 4-match ban, so he won't be managing Oxford United on the touchline for 4 games. That will be both semi-final legs and the final if we get there, and obviously the first game of next season. So there'll be a lot of emotion in that Sunderland game. And of course, if we win, I'm sure we'll be running over your dugout, just like Max Powell did, of course, in that game. Every single one of you, if you've just joined us, make sure you're leaving a like and subscribe. It's easy, it's free. Oxford United, on the final day of the season, have clinched the playoffs. Give your thoughts in the chat. I'll be reading out every single one of your thoughts. It's free. It's easy to like and subscribe. It's also free to leave a chat in the live chat. I'll be reading every single one of theirs out. If you just joined us, give your man of the matches. We've been talking about man of the matches for a while now, but I haven't heard from everyone, so make sure you're doing that. And also, we've been talking about playoff predictions. Of course, I will definitely be doing a podcast episode on my playoff predictions very, very soon. That's something to look forward to. So, that will, of course, be happening. But I want to hear from you. You're the fans. You're the people in the live chat. I want to hear from you. Who do you think will be? What do you think the outcomes will be? For the playoffs. I don't know. I've predicted Oxford United will win the first leg. I'm not predicting the second leg because I am a believer in jinx. Even though that's not physically possible, I still do believe in it because so many times this season I've said things and it's come back to bite me on the backside. So I'm not predicting the second leg. All right, I'm not predicting the second leg. I'm predicting the first leg. I think Oxford United can win the first leg, but I'm not talking about the second leg. Joseph, just seen put in a chat there. Who do you want to win between Sunderland and Lincoln? Interesting point. I'll answer it for you, Joseph. I think I don't mind. I don't care because I think if I'm being honest, Oxford United to even think about us even being in the playoffs is unbelievable. To now even be talking about who I'd rather have in a final, who I'd want to see play in a final, even if we get there, we've still got to, jump a massive obstacle being Blackpool anyway. But who do I want to win? I think the emotion and my heart says Sunderland so that we can beat you in the final. No offence. But Lincoln would be, in my opinion, none of them are easy. But who do I think we would get? Who do I think we've got a better chance against? Lincoln, and that's only because we've beaten them this season. That's not because I think Lincoln are an easy opponent. I'm not disrespecting them. It's just because we've beaten Lincoln this season. We haven't beaten, of course, we haven't beaten Sunderland. We haven't beaten yourself this year, have we? So we've lost both. Yeah, we lost both. So, you know, we're losing both against Sunderland. Do I want them in the final? Obviously, my heart's saying we'll play Lincoln. We've lost them, but we've won and we've beaten them. So, my heart's saying that. But hopefully, you know, that sort of answers your question. If you just joined us, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It's free. It's easy. 230 subscribers we've hit during this podcast episode. Can we creep it up? 231. Can we do it? Do you want to be the 231st subscriber of the channel? All you got to do is make it grey. Joseph Warwick says, what lineup should we play against Blackpool? Fantastic question, and one, of course, I'll be answering. So the lineup today, by the way, the reason why we didn't have the lineup up is because I just wanted to sort of show everybody that sort of in picture form, in diagram form, Oxford United are playing in the playoffs, and we finished in the playoffs. That's why we've put that on the screen. But in terms of the lineup we went with, got some great ones. In terms of the lineups we went with Jack Stevens in goal. We went with the back line that's seen has been so successful this season. Of course, Sam Long starting at right back, Rob Atkinson, Moore, and at left back Josh Ruffles, and midfield three, of course, of Sykes, Brannigan, and Henry. That right, yeah, and then a front three of Shadipa sat on the left for an injured Barker. Apparently, there's something wrong there, a bit of a niggly injury there. You know, apparently it's only a small injury there, so hopefully that won't be a problem there. And obviously striker, obviously Matty Taylor, and on the right it was who was on the right? It was on the right. Elliot Lee. How could I forget? Elliot Lee, goal scorer, of course, from that free kick. So yeah, that's what we went with there. Apparently Barker's injury is just a small one. I'm not going to repeat the word because it sounds like I'm saying an absolutely horrific word. I'm not going to repeat it. I did already say it once and realised that if the microphone hasn't picked it up as well, I've said a very awful word. So I'm not going to repeat it. You can look on Twitter. Carl Robinson used the word, and I'm not going to repeat it again. I've said it and then realised that if the microphone doesn't pick it up as how it should have done, it's going to sound awful. But there you go. It's a minor injury that hopefully will secure. That's what it sounds like. Hopefully my microphone has picked it up. Does not sound like I'm saying something absolutely horrific. Joseph says Portsmouth finished this eighth, where Sunderland finished last season. Yep, they did. Sunderland didn't finish in the playoffs last season, did they? And of course, Portsmouth did, but we beat Portsmouth. And Portsmouth finished 8th as well. Of course, last season as well. And I've got to say, as well, of course, Peterborough will be getting automatic promotion this season, which is fair enough to them. And I think they deserve it. If I'm being quite honest, I think they do deserve it. We talk about last season. Peterborough didn't even finish in the top 6. They couldn't even get there, even though they were in there. They couldn't do it because of the points per game rubbish. Obviously, that's something that that's something that that's very, very annoying and very, very frustrating from their point of view. But they won the game, and that's the way it is. Matthew Wilson says, "Come on, you Yellows, playoffs, here we come." Exactly, Matthew. We're on the road. We're on the chance. We've got an option. We've got a chance now to finish in the playoffs. Hopefully, we can. Leo Mountford says, "Oxford gonna flop like last season." Leo, I can only hope that that's going to be a no, but there's no promises. Oxford United don't like a visit to Wembley, but we've still got 2 legs versus Blackpool to come first. If you've just joined us, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. If you like now, you'll be the 10th like of the stream, which would be absolutely fantastic. And subscribe if you're new. It's free. It's easy to do both of them. And Leo, if that's a question, you have to put a question mark there. So I'm going to presume that's a question. I'm going to go with. My confidence is telling me no, we're not going to flop it, but my heart says we don't have a great track record at Wembley. But of course, we're not going to Wembley yet. 'Cause still got 2 games left, so I don't know. It's hoping. It's hopeful. It is. It really, really is. Matthew says, of course, come on, you Yellows, here we come, ladies and gentlemen. Oxford United on the final day have secured playoffs. On the final day, we've clinched the playoffs. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm very, very nervous, but we've done it, and I'm so happy. If you haven't left a like, please make sure you do that and subscribe. We're going to the playoffs. Here we come. It's happening on May the 18th. Next Tuesday, Oxford United will play the first leg against Blackpool. Of course, then the second leg will be away, and that's on the Friday at 7:45. We'll be there for that as well. We could have fans. breaking news came out just a minute ago that they are very confident in inverted commas. They are very confident of fans being allowed, a limited number of fans being allowed back into stadiums for that first leg. Does that potentially mean we could see some fans back in Wembley? You'd like to think so. They were there for the FA Cup semi-final. The Carabao Cup final. So you'd hope to see there maybe could be. I don't know. That's of course yet to be decided. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for tuning in. I thank you all for what's been such a fantastic season. This could have been the last episode of the podcast of the season. It could have been. However, it's not, because Oxford United have done it on the final day. We've clinched the playoffs. Final day delight. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic end to your Sunday. It's crazy that it's Sunday. It feels so much later than it is. It's only 3 o'clock. We'd only been kicking off if this was on a regular Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff, of course. It's not, though. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Jack. This has been the Unfan Podcast. Thank you to everyone that's interacted. I've loved speaking to you. I've loved doing this season, and it's only going to continue. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in a bit.